No, this guy is a legend. The crook's got 2 people at gunpoint for like 5 hours, and then this Roy Holland bloke walks into the siege with a big box of takeaway under his arm. Talks the guy down with a hamburger in his hand. Unbelievable. And this guy's our new sergeant.
If he's such a hero, why is he coming to Mount Thomas?
I don't know. But I'll tell you this much, you're not going to be burying me in a ghost town like this when I'm a sergeant.
Yeah, well, you won't make it a sergeant if you don't watch the speed limit.
As you, on the other hand, you'll be marrying some local boy, staying right here. Some fat, old, hairy farmer, I reckon. Have a dozen kids. How's the shoulder?
Fine, just shut up and drive. Let's go.
Morning, man. Do you realise you cut us off back there?
I'm so sorry, I was just
That
trying
was
to get
dangerous driving.
I'm sorry.
Do you have any reason to be driving this manner?
Yes, I do. I was trying to get to the hospital. My baby came early and I was trying to get her to the hospital, but I had her in the car. Can you help me? Thank you, Kelly. I should be right now.
Oh, we'll help you inside.
No, I'm fine, really.
What's her name?
Rosa. Rosa Teresa Matarazzo.
Oh, beautiful.
I think the sergeant would like us back before the end of shift.
You've both been so wonderful, thank you.
Hey, if there's anything else we can do to help.
Sure. Bye.
She hit a pothole and her waters broke. Straight into labour.
She just popped it out there and then.
As you do?
Enough of babies, please.
Oh, I think Joss is squeamish.
I'm not. I just want to get onto something interesting for a change.
Yeah, I delivered a baby in a car once. Woman was screaming blue murder. I thought it was a domestic. How's the shoulder, by the way?
Fine. Was the baby okay?
Yeah, baby's fine. Upholstery was wrecked.
Why? What happened?
There was a mess everywhere. You must have noticed that yourself.
Hard at it as usual.
Boss, can I have a word?
It's a favour for a friend. If Chris wants to cater private parties, then she'll just have to hire professional security.
She spent a lot of time and money on the refurbishing of the bistro. She needs this 21st to go off without a hitch.
ESD would turn you into a hall rug if they knew you were doing outside security. You know that. She's just going to have to get somebody else.
Well, she can't find anyone. Not at this late stage. That's why she asked me.
Then you'd better come up with something.
Like what?
I don't know. Show some initiative.
I've had this business for 25 years. My father before me.
Well, you'll be out of business unless you can come up with a pretty darn good excuse.
Sergeant Holland? What's going on?
Boss, I was checking out a fairly impressive Rolex. I thought the price was suspicious.
I assured him it was a mistake. I'm always happy to answer any inquiries. But he was most insistent.
There's 10 kinds of dodginess in his dealer's book.
I'm an honest second-hand dealer.
Oh, it's a new species, is it?
You know me, Tom.
Yes, I do.
Mind showing us the interview room, Constable?
O'Rourke. Happy to.
Sergeant Holland, can I have a word before you do?
Soften him up for me, will you? I'll be with you in a tick.
You don't waste any time?
I like to shake things up. It's the only way to stay one step ahead.
So that's how you won the ribbon?
Wasn't deserved, believe me. You attended many sieges yourself?
A few.
Yeah, well, this one wasn't going anywhere. Everyone just wanted to get home.
Still, you took a hell of a risk.
Calculated one. This donkey wasn't going to shoot anyone.
Well, we need someone round here who can take the hard decisions.
Mark Jacobs has got an excellent reputation.
He's a top-notch administrator.
Well, someone's got to be.
The point is, I've got 2 young probationary constables who've both got a lot to learn.
I just met one of them, young Kelly.
Well, at least she uses her brain occasionally. The other one, Peroni, is a real cowboy.
Yeah, I know the type. They usually settle down.
And what he needs is the right sort of role model. They both do.
Leave him to me, boss.
And the keynote speaker was a man who was held in a zoo for 3 years, where other life forms came to watch him.
I've read that book too, Benny. But I don't recall the hero being charged with selling stolen goods.
I've just been telling your colleague here that I've been in Benalla at the We Are Not Alone conference.
Well, you're alone now. Do a line in cheap Rolexes, do we?
I was away when that came in. The place was being run by Simon, my cousin's son.
Drives a hard bargain, this cousin's boy.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Well, as my colleague here can tell you, our cuddly local druggies have a bad habit of passing off the old five-finger discount to the nearest second-hand dealer. They're not patient enough to demand the full price. So when I see a Rolex going for a song, I reach for my charge book. You better hope this bloke's name and address check out.
Frank Roosevelt.
Oh, Benny. All right, you two, we've got suspected stolen goods and a name address that may well be fake. What do we do?
Conduct a raid.
Good luck. Think it through.
Look him up on me.
Away you go. I knew an O'Rourke. You're not related by any chance, Kevin O'Rourke?
My dad. Did you know
I
him?
did indeed. I was a very shiny new constable when he took me under his wing. Reckon I could tell you a story or five about old Kevin.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Best told over a few beers, I reckon. Why don't we see how your evil twin's going with that address?
Kelly, if you're not too busy dealing with the Mount Thomas underclass, you could attend reception.
No, it's okay, I got it. Oh, Sarge, do you mind if I take 10 or 15?
What for?
Just showing some initiative. Evan Jones, happy birthday.
Thanks.
Jonesy's doing the security.
Oh, great.
Sorry, Chrissy. The boss put his foot down.
You're joking.
Well, it's not really his fault. It's against the rules.
Oh, that's great. Now what am I going to do?
Well, I might have the answer there. This is Carl. This is Chris.
Okay, Chris, how you going?
Hi, Carl. You mate of his, are you?
Yeah, Jonesy and me go way back in the building trade together.
Right. Look, no offence or anything, but the last time one of his mates worked for me, I nearly got closed down.
Yeah, it's a bit different. Yeah. Carl's fully qualified.
Yeah, crowd control, St David's TAFE.
TAFE.
Yeah, I was just ringing to inquire about
Frank Roosevelt. Who'd have believed it?
We've got an address. Do we pay them a visit?
Is it current?
Don't know.
Vic Roads or rentals? Check it out.
Are you sure? All right. Thanks. Sarge?
Yes,
mate.
Kelly.
Kath Matarazzo never saw a doctor at the hospital.
You sure?
Yeah, she's not on their records.
Well, did she have any problems?
No, but she'd just given birth. She ought to be checked out.
Goodwill visit never goes astray.
All right, yep, off you shoot.
Yeah, I feel like a walk anyway.
Give her our regards, Kelster.
Shoulder still okay, is it?
Fine.
No, I told you I'm fine, darling. Yep. Love you too. Bye.
Just a follow-up to check you're okay. The hospital said you didn't show up.
Oh, that's sweet. But we're fine. Yeah, the hospital was so busy and I'm fine. I've made an appointment with my own doctor, so...
Well, do you have someone to look after you?
Yeah, Pete's on his way. He had a business trip in Bendigo, but he's on his way home. Do you want to see her?
Yeah.
Here she is.
Oh, look at her.
It's bigger than she is.
Well, not for long. She'll be bossing her brothers and sisters around the backyard before you know it.
My husband would love that.
Oh, she's gorgeous. You should see her. Just beautiful.
Oh, can you hear that? It's the sound of a clock ticking.
No way. I'm way too young to even think about babies.
Glad to hear it, Cal.
Here's to you, Kel.
Yeah. He's
Remember my prediction, Kel?
Chrissy!
Tom, know you're here?
Yeah, he's fine. How you doing?
Good.
The car's working out okay?
He's wonderful. Okay.
I've had two, both absolute disasters. Still, it's a copper's curse, mate. She's hell on a marriage.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm the exception there. 20 years coming up for Penny and me.
20? She's going to get 15 for murder.
Well, not always.
Sam, call an ambulance, will you? Tom, I need you outside. ambulance is on its way.
What's going on?
He won't wake up. Can somebody call the cops, please?
No, we're already here.
My boyfriend, I just can't get him to wake up. He was drunk. He didn't deserve this.
I didn't touch him.
I saw you. You did. You punched him out.
Get his details, eh?
Oh, I already know. Well, he's a mate. I'm the one that set him up for the job.
Good one.
Hey, mate, look, I should...
No, just save it.
And then the bouncer hit him really hard.
Where, Nicole?
In the side of the head and the face, you know.
And then?
And then Dane fell and the bouncer started choking him.
So what started the fight?
Well, he was drunk, but he wasn't being difficult. And the bouncer wouldn't stop.
Is your boyfriend much of a drinker, Nicole?
No, just the same as the rest of us.
Have you ever seen him behaving aggressively?
No.
It's all right. They're just...
No, look, everybody loves Dane. Just because he was drunk doesn't mean he deserved to be beaten up. Come on, Dane, please. Can somebody help me?
Ambos reckon Dane could have brain damage.
Wait, when did you know that something was wrong tonight?
When Nikki came in screaming.
And what was she screaming about?
That he needed help. It was hard to hear because the music was so loud, but...
Was there any trouble before that?
No, I don't think so. I was dancing. Pretty pathetic, isn't it?
Go on.
We ran outside. Dane was on the ground and the bouncer had his hands around his throat.
Who else was there?
No one, just Nicole and me then.
So what was Dane doing before the argument?
I didn't really see. I think he'd had a few, though.
So is it possible that Dane was violent and the bouncer was just defending himself?
No. He's a total pacifist. You'd be a real bastard picking a fight with Dane.
How long have you known him?
Years. He's my best mate. It was my birthday, you know. It was supposed to be a good time, and now his folks are on the way to the hospital.
A number of witnesses have stated that you and Dane Webster were fighting just prior to his injury.
Oh, that's crap. I didn't touch him.
Well, no. That's not true. You escorted him out. I saw you.
All right, but that is different to that.
Right, so you pushed him outside?
No, I walked him out. Hand under the elbow, calm voice, walked him out. You know, the guy was pissed to the gills and people were complaining.
And then?
Oh, then he called me a few names in the car park.
So you punched him?
Mate, I've done a crowd controls course. I know what I'm doing.
How long was the course?
You know, I've got a certificate and I can show you.
How long?
It was 2 days. The point is, I walked him out and I came back inside. When I went back outside to check that he was gone, he was already down and she was standing over him.
But Nicole Parker? You're saying that she punched him out?
I don't know. That's what I saw.
Look, the point is, no one can back up your story.
There was a car, a taxi. Fish told us it drove off.
Well, why didn't you mention it before?
Why didn't you ask?
That bouncer mate of yours, you recommend him to Chris, did you?
Yeah, because the boss wouldn't let me take the job.
Do you know he was up for an assault charge 2 years ago?
Your charges were only dropped on a technicality prior form.
Did you know that?
Yes. But we're still going to check out his story about the taxi.
You believe it? I'd be careful who I recommended next time.
Oh, so you can work the printer now?
Just read it.
Yeah, I have. Baby goes missing from Melbourne Hospital. Oh, nah. Tell me you're not thinking that.
Look at this. Baby goes missing between 8 and 8:30. We pick up Mrs. Matarazzo at 11 o'clock. Check out the photo. Dead spit.
You are sick. We do something really nice and you go and get all cop shop on us.
What are you going on, Joss?
I don't know. The photo, the timing, it's just weird, that's all.
It's called childbirth, Joss. It happens occasionally.
Still waiting on that search warrant. No harm in checking it. Tactfully.
Yep. Hey, you two got some circulars for you to distribute.
Sarge, I'm sorry.
Alright, we've got stuff to do.
So nice to see my two young rescuers again.
What did the doctor say, Mrs. Matarazzo?
Well, actually, I know. I should have gone, but then Pete came home and Rosa was unsettled and, one thing and another. Pete, these are the two police officers who came to my help yesterday. And they've come to see how Rosa is. Isn't that lovely?
I'm afraid it's not a social visit.
I don't understand.
Constable, maybe we should just...
A baby disappeared from a Melbourne maternity hospital yesterday.
That's terrible. What's it got to do with us?
Where were you between 8 and 8:30 yesterday morning, Mrs. Matarazzo?
She was here.
And what time did you leave for Bendigo?
Just after 5.
So can anyone actually verify that you were at home yesterday morning?
Well, you don't think that Kath had anything
Sir,
to do
we're
with...
just tying up loose ends. OK, there were no witnesses, there was no medical follow-up, so if we can just confirm that your wife actually did give birth herself, there's no problem.
Are you suggesting my wife faked not only the birth, but the entire pregnancy?
It's possible, yes.
Constable Priney...
I was there at the 12-week ultrasound. We heard the heartbeat. I was there when Kath did the pregnancy test, and I sure as hell was present at conception.
Constable...
So my tax dollars are going to a police force that reckons a guy doesn't know whether his wife's pregnant or not.
Constable, maybe we should just let Mrs. Matarazzo feed the baby in peace. And then Keanu here says have a nice day after accusing the guy's wife of stealing her own baby.
He did say tactfully.
Still seems weird to me.
Well, pregnant women and new mums, you got to be careful, mate.
I was just wondering if you had any calls out to Mount Thomas last night.
I don't get it.
Never mind.
No, later in the evening, about 10:30.
Came through should keep us entertained. Search warrant. Benny Dander's mysterious Rolex dealer's about to have a house call.
Thanks very much. Pete. There's no luck on that taxi.
So Carl Tyler's story isn't checking out. We checked St David's?
There's no calls out to Mount Thomas in the 2 hours preceding.
No cab, no witness. It's not looking good for your little mate.
And this was the guy that sold Benny the Rolex.
Frank Roosevelt.
God.
Well, just stashed under his bed with his magazines.
Tried to do a runner, but the Kelster stopped him.
Hey, did he fight?
Not after I showed him my baton.
Lucky for you, eh?
What's all this?
Just a couple of young constables who've put in a good day's work, boss.
Also make for a fair bit of paperwork, won't it?
Right, you heard the boss. I want a physical description of every item. What's that entail, Joss?
Brands, dates, serial numbers.
Away you go. Cal? Your dad would have been proud of you today.
Jonesy, your mate, Carl Tyler's causing a bit of trouble at the hospital. You better take someone with you.
Suze! Where is he?
He's gone. Bastard decked me and ran. I chased him out here, but...
How long ago?
5 minutes or so.
You sure it was Carl Tyler?
Yeah. This guy's a mate of yours, right?
Look, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just find him and charge him, eh?
You can't blame yourself for this, Jonesy. How are you to know?
Yeah, well, I pushed him onto Chrissy. Thought he was a mate. You never can tell. And here he is. Just come from the hospital. Why the hell did you go down there?
Yeah, I know. I should have stayed away, but, I didn't hit that kid last night.
What, and you prove it by smacking his mate today?
You don't believe me, do you?
Just get in the car.
I just wanted to speak to his folks.
Thought that'd be a good idea, did you?
Yeah, I did. According to the radio, this Dane Webster's some kind of great kid, and I'm the scum of the earth. And a brick comes through my window this morning.
So you're saying it was his parents?
No, I'm just saying that... Well, I didn't touch him.
And at the hospital, you ran into Adam Morrison. What happened?
Well, he wouldn't let me in. He called me a thug.
Why would he call you that?
Oh, mate, you can say what you like, bro.
Yeah, but you took a swing.
The dickhead came at me.
Well, you know what? That defence is sounding very familiar.
Yeah, well, I was defending myself.
As you were last night. as you were when you injured Greg Richardson 2 years ago. You know what? You have a history of losing your temper, Carl. Now, this course you did. Did it cover anger management?
Did you ever meet Greg Richardson? You know, he's a bodybuilder. He was a steroid psycho. You don't take on a bloke like that unless you think you're about to die. He rode himself off in a car accident before I got to court.
And Dane Webster?
Dane was pissed, but he wasn't punchy. I'll defend myself when I have to. Last night, I didn't have to.
We checked around, Carl. There was no taxi driver at the Imperial Hotel at the time you said. Now, I want to believe you, I really do, but it's becoming increasingly difficult.
Yeah, well, the cab was there, that's all I know.
Progress report?
He's got priors, but he claims he didn't hit Webster.
The hospital rang. Webster died 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, it's still his word against Nicole Parker's.
Yes, but she has about 20 witnesses. He doesn't have one.
Yeah, but they all ran out after Dane was down. No one actually saw the fight.
Except for this mysterious taxi driver. Wake up to yourself, Jones. He might be your mate, but you're going to be charging him with manslaughter. The bail justice wants to let an idiot like that loose on the community. That's his lookout.
Taking refuge in caffeine, are we?
Why are you writing these serial numbers for an hour?
Oh, well, you said you wanted to be on the front line. By the way, I rang Carlton CI. Told them that we're following a lead on that stolen baby. They've rung back asking for
no,
progress.
look, it was a waste of time. I went there and she was breastfeeding, so...
Right, well, that doesn't actually prove anything.
Well, it proves that it's her baby.
No, it doesn't. Have you ever heard of wet nursing?
No.
Apparently, you can initiate breastfeeding by hormones and manual stimulation. You don't actually have to be pregnant.
God.
Yeah, some women used to do it for a living, a long time ago, of course. Did she retain the placenta?
The what?
The placenta. If Mrs. Matarazzo had given birth, she would have expelled the placenta. Remember the mess I was telling you about yesterday?
What's the placenta?
Right, it feeds the baby in utero. It's rich in protein and iron. Some cultures actually regard it as a bit of a delicacy.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, right. Anyway, that's what I'd be looking for, physical evidence. Lunch run?
Yeah.
Off you go.
Oh, can't you leave us alone? I've got a baby that I'm trying to settle.
I know. Mrs. Matarazzo, look, this is not going to take very long, okay? Look, I know how full-on a new baby can be. My auntie's going crazy with her fourth. So if I can just clear this up, I'll leave you alone, I promise.
Okay.
There was no evidence of the birth in your car.
That's because I didn't give birth in the car.
Where were you?
In the bush, on a car rug, on the side of the road.
Okay, where's the rug?
I threw it away. It was a mess.
What about the placenta?
What about it?
Well, I don't know, did you...
I threw that away too, with the car rug. I'm not much help, am I?
Can you please have a look at this photo? This is the missing baby.
Oh, God, I don't have to see
Just do me a favour.
Peter warned me not to talk to you and I should have listened to him.
Mrs.
Now leave me
Matarazzo,
alone and go away!
Have a good time?
Not really.
Me neither. At least I didn't disappear when there was work to do.
Joss, we were looking for you. I know the write-ups aren't glamorous, mate, but they're part of the job. Even the sons of God have got to fill in their paperwork.
Sergeant Jacobs suggested a possible inquiry.
Well, all right, then.
Well, the placenta. Oh, I don't know about that big. Kind of round, a bit like a slimy whoopee cushion. Where'd you find it?
No. She said she threw it by the roadside. I might go and see if I can find it.
Oh, no, don't waste your time, mate. Birds and what have you would have finished it off quick smart.
There was a car rug as well, she said.
Oh, that'll be there.
Yeah.
Nice bit of gear.
What is it?
It's a labeller. Labeller, L-A-B.
Chrissy. Someone reported seeing a taxi drive out of the car park around the same time that Dane Webster was injured. Did you see anything?
That'd be right. Couldn't care less about your car, but we can pick your brains because we got no idea.
What about your car?
Chrissy, any idea who did this?
Could have been half the town. People loved that boy.
Well, can you be a bit more specific?
Where do you want me to start? Could have been the kids he was teaching, the hard luck stories in the drop-in centre, his squash team. I mean, the guy was an ornament to the town, and the more I think about it, I could have done this myself. And next time you want to recommend a mate to me, can you make sure he's human first?
Look, Chrissy, we're following up on a reported sighting of a taxi. Did you see one?
Well, there were no taxis called till later on in the night, but there was a cabbie in earlier.
Well, how much earlier?
Well, when everyone else was arriving, you followed that girl in. I had to get him to leave.
Which girl?
The girlfriend, Nicole Parker.
Well, this cabbie. Do you know it?
The little slapper spent the whole trip working on her war paint. We get there, she does a runner on me. So I go in and get my fare.
And did you?
No, she started yelling out that I'd groped her, and that hatchet-faced bar troll kicked me out.
That's pretty inventive.
It's an old one. Effective, though.
So, did you return to the Imperial at any stage that night?
Mr. Banks, we can check with your company's phone records if you're finding it hard to...
All right. Yeah, I did, later on. I just wanted to be paid.
Okay, so you get to the Imperial and...
And there's two young blokes having a blue out in the car park.
Carl and Dane.
Don't know, but one of them went down pretty hard. I didn't even see him take a hit. But she was there.
Who?
The tart who did the runner on me.
Was she trying to break it up?
Well, hard to say, but after the bloke went down, the other guy gave her a long hug.
Could she have been telling him off?
They were pretty close, if you know what I mean.
This cabbie saw Dane take a fall?
Well, presuming it was Dane.
Can he be believed?
He's got no reason to lie.
And then saw Nicole share a tender moment with whoever was left standing.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't Carl. He didn't even know her.
But Carl did see Nicole and Adam head towards the car park together. I asked.
Which means we've got another possible suspect.
Nah. Dane and Adam are best mates.
It's amazing how quickly best mates can fall out when they're both interested in the same girl.
So how long has it been going on, Adam? Know your best mate, pretty girlfriend. It's understandable. We have a witness that saw you in the car.
We tried not to. It wasn't something we were proud of.
And why is that?
A couple of times we got drunk together, ended up in bed. We weren't going to do it again.
But you did.
Yeah, Dane became a real jerk. He was really pissed.
This is a friend of my girlfriend. She's... Do you want a drink?
Nicky was upset. He called her a slut.
I thought you said that Dane wasn't violent.
Well, no, but last night he was a real pain.
Can we walk outside, say rough bit? Come back.
Nicky left in tears and I followed her to comfort her.
Then what?
We had sex in my car.
It's very comforting. And Dane found you.
He wanted to fight me. He could barely stand up, but he was going to tear me apart. I seriously have never seen him like that.
There's a wonder why.
I didn't hit him that hard.
So then you decided to pin it on Carl.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm studying law.
Well, you can kiss that goodbye.
It was Nicky's idea.
It's very chivalrous of you.
I killed my best mate. Didn't I?
This way.
You must think I'm pretty low.
Well, transfer him to St David's. Bail justice will see him in the morning.
Just had the hospital on the line about Dane Webster.
Yeah, she's got a full confession. Infidelity, drunken argument.
But that's just it. His blood alcohol count was close to 0. He wasn't drunk.
I'm glad that's over.
Yeah. We'll be charging Adam Morrison with manslaughter and Nicole Parker with perjury. So you're in the clear.
Yeah, no thanks to you.
Carl, we need to ask you some questions about Dane Webster. Now, you stated that he was pretty drunk when you escorted him from the party.
He's blind.
Meaning?
You know, unsteady on his feet, acting like a tool. You could barely understand a word he was saying. Oh, except for the insults, they were pretty clear.
Well, could you smell the alcohol on him?
No. Usually you can.
Right, well, sorry to put you through all this.
Well, I can go.
Just want to hang around.
Good news, mate.
Yeah, mate.
So everyone you've talked to reckons that Dane Webster was blind drunk and obnoxious?
Everyone. Carl Tyler, Adam Morrison, Nicole Parker.
And a blood alcohol content of close to 0.
And nothing else in his system.
We could have been acting drunk.
Well, don't be stupid. Why would he do that?
Well, I've done it.
I don't want to know. This was a young man acting totally out of character. Slurred speech, aggressive behaviour and no alcohol.
Head injury?
Yeah, possibly. Been an autopsy?
No results yet.
What, you're thinking?
He sustained a fatal blow to the head. Perhaps before the bouncer took him outside.
1 beer. Are you sure that's all he had?
1 light beer, and yeah, I'm sure.
Well, it seems everyone was in agreement that Dane Webster was acting pretty drunk for someone who had 1 light beer.
Well, maybe he was trying to avoid paying bar prices, had a quick drink out the back.
What do you mean?
He was wearing the wobbly boots when he came back in.
Well, at what point in the evening did he go outside?
After I threw the cabbie out, he followed him.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Been a help.
My pleasure, anytime. And thanks for following up on my car.
Car?
Yeah, I told you about it.
I know you guys think I'm garbage.
Nicole, we're not here for
You know, it's not like I always...
Nicole, did Dane go outside at any time during the night before he found you and Adam?
Having sex in the car.
Yes, all right, Jones.
Yeah, when Chris kicked the cabbie out.
Now, this was the cabbie you accused of putting the hard word on you.
Yes.
And did he?
No.
So, Dane went outside to defend you?
No, Dane just went out to tell him that you don't treat women that way.
Can you show us where the cab was parked?
The cab?
I do wonder what they both saw in it.
One of the world's great mysteries. Okay, Nicole, where were you sitting in the cab?
In the front.
All right, where did the cab stop?
I don't know.
You see anything?
It was dark.
Nicole, did you?
I can't remember.
Oh, for God's sake. Your boyfriend's dead and you've done nothing but stuff us around.
I think it stopped there. I remember seeing those kegs in the headlights.
Check it out.
Pete.
What is it? Is that his hair?
Get her out of here.
Six months.
Joss, boss's office.
Are you sure? Okay, all right, thanks.
Mr. Matarazzo here has been complaining that 2 of my constables have been harassing his wife. Peroni.
Boss, I asked Joss and Kelly to check in on Mrs. Matarazzo. It might have been a bit over-enthusiastic.
But this one came back another time. My wife was in tears after that.
Joss, I thought I told you to leave off on this.
Yeah, you did, Sarge.
Well?
Mr. Matarazzo, your wife hasn't been to an obstetrician for 6 months.
Rubbish. The doctor's been more than happy with Kat's health.
Did you actually go with her? They became concerned when she cancelled all her appointments. They tried to contact her, but she just didn't return the calls. I'm really sorry.
What's happening? Where are you going?
To pick up a baby.
Oh, I'm coming.
Not sure that's such a good idea.
I'm coming.
Peter, get them out of here. They want to take Rosa. Peter.
That's not your baby.
She is. She's Rosa Teresa.
No, her name is Amanda Wills.
She is mine.
Let's be sensible about this, Mrs. Matarazzo.
Peter, tell them she's mine. Tell them I gave birth to
You
her.
had your baby terminated. You had an abortion 6 months ago.
Kath.
You're not taking her?
Kath, you can still have kids if you want to. But this little one, she'll never be yours. You'd always know it, even if she didn't. And you'd just be lying to her all your life. You can't do that to someone you love.
It had cerebral palsy. I didn't know how to tell you. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, baby.
This is where she declined to pay a fare.
She didn't decline, she refused.
Dane Webster.
Jogging your memory, Mr. Banks?
I'd forgotten about this guy. But no one gives me lip in my cab.
When you returned to the car park, did you recognise either of the men fighting?
Yeah, it's that same bloke.
Well, Dane Webster died this morning from a subdural hematoma.
Died?
Resulting from a blow to the head, causing a blood clot to form.
Hey, it's got nothing to do with me. He was alive and kicking when I came back later.
Well, death wasn't instantaneous. You see, the clot caused him to be confused and aggressive.
That's why everyone thought he was drunk.
But he looked all right to me.
See, the fatal blow was to the back of his head.
And there was human hair on the wall of the Imperial car park.
From where you pushed Dane Webster away from your cab.
I never meant to hurt him. I never meant to hurt him.
No, you're going to have to ask him yourself. Well, he's not talking to me. Yeah, all right. Bye.
What did Chris want?
She wants to hire Carl for a footy fundraiser.
Tough when the job starts costing your mates.
Tell me about it.
Crappy day all round. No wonder coppers only hang out with coppers.
Now there's an idea. Who's ready for a cold one?
No, I better knock this stuff off first.
Yeah, I better finish this too, Sarge. You know, it's the husband that I don't understand. How could you live with someone for 6 months and not know? And how could you stay after something like that? Sarge, would you mind if I finish this in the morning? I can't even think right now.
Saved. And I thought I was going to be drinking alone.
Oh, sorry, Sarge, but I'm not in the mood for socialising. Do you mind?
Nah.
Night. Hang on.
Thought you might need a bit of cheering up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cal, there are some days when you swear to yourself you're going to find another job. Anything but what we're doing. I reckon you might be feeling like that right now. TJF, right?
Yeah, maybe a little.
Look at what you did today. There's a woman in Melbourne who can sleep sound because you helped get her baby back. Now, that's a happy ending, and it could have gone pear-shaped. But you pulled it off.
No,
and when you talk to that woman about lying to the people that you love, it choked me up too.
No way.
True story.
Oh, you big softy. Roy, what the hell?
Come on, Cal.
What the hell are you doing? Roy, get off me! What the hell do you think you're doing, you stupid bastard?
Little prick tease.
What?
You've been putting it out there all day, and now you act all innocent.
No way!
I think I'd waste my time on you for no return?
Get out!
Doesn't have to be like...
Get out!
Finished as a copper anyway, you little slut.
No, this guy is a legend. The crook's got 2 people at gunpoint for like 5 hours, and then this Roy Holland bloke walks into the siege with a big box of takeaway under his arm. Talks the guy down with a hamburger in his hand. Unbelievable. And this guy's our new sergeant.
If he's such a hero, why is he coming to Mount Thomas?
I don't know. But I'll tell you this much, you're not going to be burying me in a ghost town like this when I'm a sergeant.
Yeah, well, you won't make it a sergeant if you don't watch the speed limit.
As you, on the other hand, you'll be marrying some local boy, staying right here. Some fat, old, hairy farmer, I reckon. Have a dozen kids. How's the shoulder?
Fine, just shut up and drive. Let's go.
Morning, man. Do you realise you cut us off back there?
I'm so sorry. I was just
That
trying
was
to get
dangerous driving.
I'm sorry.
Do you have any reason to be driving this manner?
Yes, I do. I was trying to get to the hospital. My baby came early and I was trying to get her to the hospital, but I had her in the car. Can you help me? Thank you, Kelly. I should be right now.
Oh, we'll help you inside.
No, I'm fine, really.
What's her name?
Rosa. Rosa Teresa Matarazzo.
Oh, beautiful.
I think the Sarge would like us back before the end of shift.
You've both been so wonderful, thank you.
Hey, if there's anything else we can do to help.
Sure. Bye.
She hit a pothole and her waters broke. Straight into labour.
She just popped it out there and then.
Is he dead?
Enough of babies, please.
Oh, I think Joss is squeamish.
No, I just want to get on to something interesting for a change.
Yeah, I delivered a baby in a car once. Woman was screaming blue murder. I thought it was a domestic. How's the shoulder, by the way?
Fine. Was the baby okay?
Yeah, baby's fine. Upholstery was wrecked.
Why? What happened?
There was mess everywhere. You must have noticed that yourself.
Hard at it as usual.
Boss, can I have a word?
It's a favour for a friend. If Chris wants to cater private parties, then she'll just have to hire professional security.
She spent a lot of time and money on the refurbishing of the bistro. She needs this 21st to go off without a hitch.
ESD would turn you into a hall rug if they knew you were doing outside security. You know that. She's just going to have to get somebody else.
Well, she can't find anyone. Not at this late stage. That's why she asked me.
Then you'd better come up with something.
Like what?
I don't know. Show some initiative.
I've had this business for 25 years. My father before me.
Well, you'll be out of business unless you can come up with a pretty darn good excuse.
Sergeant Holland? What's going on?
Boss, I was checking out a fairly impressive Rolex. I thought the price was suspicious.
I assured him it was a mistake. I'm always happy to answer any inquiries. But he was most insistent.
There's 10 kinds of dodginess in his dealer's book.
I'm an honest second-hand dealer.
Oh, it's a new species, is it?
You know me, Tom.
Yes, I do.
Mind showing us the interview room, Constable?
O'Rourke. Happy to.
Sergeant Holland, can I have a word before you do?
Soften him up for me, will you? I'll be with you in a tick.